Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about why tretinoin causes purging. Now, the usual explanation is that tretinoin brings hidden clogged pores and hidden microcomedones to the surface, which makes sense if the person had acne or breakouts in the first place. But what if the person did not have acne? Then what is it bringing to the surface? Pimples that have been hiding there all along? Or was it just coincidence that the person started tretinoin when there were already pimples forming? So generally, the standard explanation here is that when someone starts tretinoin and the skin gets worse, they explain it through that same lens. But I think that's not what's actually happening. I see it as a pressure release points in the skin. You have to kind of think about it like a pressure valve points. So before tretinoin, the skin might be relatively stable. The surface is not being forced to dry and tighten yet. The internal fluid flow is more steady, and the pressure inside the skin is still low. So what tretinoin is really doing here is forcing internal fluid shifts in the skin. And just saying that, I do not question the skin turnover part here, because tretinoin does change how quickly the skin renews itself. But I do not think the purge happens because tretinoin is simply producing too many skin cells and clogging the pores. I think it comes down to what is happening underneath. And if you think about it, how tretinoin makes the surface of the skin become dry, tight, irritated, and less flexible, that combination is very important. Because now the deeper layers are being pushed to change faster while the surface layer is drying and tightening from above. So the skin does not adjust smoothly. What happens is that it becomes pressurized. Fluid starts shifting locally, so the tissue underneath has less room to move. And when the pressure becomes too much, the skin reacts with inflammation. And that reaction is what then looks like breakouts or acne. But it is not actually hidden acne coming out. It is a local pressure reaction caused by tretinoin forcing turnover and fluid movement underneath a dry, tight surface layer. And this would also explain why some people purge even when they did not have obvious breakouts before. Because the reaction does not require hidden acne. It only requires pressure, dryness, a fluid shift, and a skin environment that is being forced to adapt faster than it can comfortably handle. So then the skin needs a few days to recover, because the fluid needs a few days to shift back again, so the skin can tolerate another dose without becoming overpressurized. And over time, the skin becomes more used to that pressure. So it adapts and adjusts to the local fluid shifts, and that is why the 2 to 4 week adjustment period fits this theory so well, because the skin is adjusting to repeated internal fluid shifts. Every dose forces a turnover underneath, while the surface becomes dry and tight from above. So at first the skin reacts, but over time the barrier becomes more used to it, and the local fluid shifts become less dramatic, and the skin can tolerate the pressure better. So to me, tretinoin purging is not hidden breakouts coming out. It is the skin reacting to forced internal fluid shifts. The surface dries and tightens. The deeper layers are pushed to renew faster. Pressure builds locally, and the skin creates inflammation as a pressure release point. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!